now. So welcome to day 2 of Futura Remix International Online Hackathon. It's organized by Mentor Me, Australia. And today session, we really appreciate you spend time to present here and attend. And I promise that you won't feel regret and you will feel value of every hour that you spend with the hackathon. So thank you again, and we will go through the agenda of today to keep you updated what we will cover in today's session. So next slide, please. So in the morning, so it is 9 a.m. in Vietnam time and it's 12 p.m. in Australian time. So I hope you have like energized and you have your food already, so you'll be ready with us. So we have the check-in and settling, and after that we will bring you to the training workshop of Miss Hiền, the unspoken rules of getting high overseas. And after that we will have the another training session by Mr. Tùng, the into the real business challenge. So those are very interesting information. So after the 2 training, we will have the Q&A for you to get the question to the speakers. After that, we will have the lunch break and we will get back to the Zoom by 2 p.m. Vietnam time and 5 p.m. Australian time for the training 3 from Mr. Peter Nguyen, the Zero Trust AI Engineering discipline. And what you are waiting for is the review of our topic challenge. So it is for you to walk into the day 3 tomorrow. So not let you waiting for so long. So after the agenda, I think it is good. While we are on here, I ask you to turn on your camera so we can take a picture together to remember day 2 of today, and for everybody to feel your energy, your passionate through the picture and the scene. Yeah. So can you please stop the sharing, and I'm over to Yui to take the picture for all of us. So be ready.
Okay, I will count to 3 as usual. Just give me 1 second. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Nice.
Maybe one more.
One more. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, just give me a sec. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Thanks a lot. And now it's time for the checking in from the participants. So this is 20% of your commitment of your score during the hackathon. So please check in by the QR code and type 2 when you finish your checking in. So the organizer mentor me team may have some music during the check-in in. Okay, we will have 2 minutes for this one. Anyone finish? Just type 2.
Pages and some tight lamp glow falling soft and thin on a little world bookstore before closing tonight. Yeah, quiet corners and
Okay, anyone finish? Please type 2. Okay, thank you. LTN, accelerate. Xong rồi. Yeah, any other team? Okay, accelerate. One more. Cùng đăng khóa. AI Riser, team. Okay, other team. Where are you? Okay, from A, finish. Thành Trung, Sigma, Giang Ji. Okay, anyone else? Okay. Mentor me team, have we finished the checking in? You got enough checking in? Okay. Yeah, thank you. So we will work a little bit to we will cover a little bit to yesterday. Okay, next slide, please. So as day one, as you all have attended, we have a very warm welcome to all of you. We have introduced our church mentor and speaker profile. So a lot of you are looking forward to talking to them, hearing from them, and we have gone through the format and the journey of our hackathon for all the critical information. And I believe that our organizer have sent those information to each of you. So please remember the critical one, and we are ready to get to the build together. So as the informed yesterday, today for math, we will have the key speaker as our trainer. And here's our 3 trainer for today. Next slide, please. And the first one will be Miss Hiền, Career and Financial Wellness Coach. And you will learn, because like the participant for online hackathon are the university student, the graduate, the skill worker who looking forward to work in Australia, and who is the first one you will meet when you would like to get the job in the company. That is, listen to HR person, and Miss Hiền will let you know the unspoken rules from HR. What are the key criteria? What are the things that you should prepare? And what is like the critical one that let you get hired and be ready for the job? So, and Miss Hiền is currently based in Australia. So, why don't we listen to her to share a few words and start her training? So, a big applause, and please send big hearts and emoticon to welcome our speaker today, Miss Hiền. Yeah, over to you, chị Hiền.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Let me quickly introduce myself. As you know, my name is Hiền Nguyen, and I currently work as a financial well-being coach for ANZ, one of the big 4 banks in Australia, based in Melbourne. And prior to my current role, I spent 25 years in human resources, with the last 6 years dedicated to executive and specialized recruitment for ANZ in Australia. So consequently, I also serve as a career coach, specializing in career orientation and development. And it's my pleasure here today to be able to share more insights from the perspective and experience of an Australian recruiter in this field with all of you. And I hope I can contribute meaningfully to your career pathway, especially if you are interested or decide to reside and grow in Australia. Okay, now let me share my screen. Okay, so when I share my screen, I may not see all of your question, or if you have anything you want to ask, you can put in the chat, and yeah, I will address that. Okay, so First of all, yeah, I would expect like everyone here like doing an university degree, whether in Vietnam, in Australia, in some country. Now, let's say that you already have a degree. Now it's close to your like graduation, right? You have a degree, and this is the what the job ad will like never tell you about turning like your degree into a job, right? The degree open your door, but how do you actually get the job, especially in Australia? Okay, so let's move on. Okay, now let's look into the market. Let's jump straight into the reality. Australian market, right? Labor market in 2026. So the unemployment rate, uh, are you like all see my slides? Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, now looking at the unemployment rate, it's still like very low at 4.4%, as at June 2026, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics. So this is not bad at all. But when it comes to the entry level, it is crowded. This is actually very crowded at the entry level. So the application for job ad in Australia are now at an all-time record high. So it climbing every month, and it like although while a specific national numerical average fluctuates by month and by sector, it's different sector by sector, month by month. However, with the past peak averaging well over 100 to 184 plus per job advertisement. So the competition continues to surge due to a large pool of job seekers and easy apply technology, right? So now it's like with a lot of the support from the technology, you can see you apply for a job quicker than before. However, now what differentiates you? What differentiates your application? In 2025, the application per ad rose 22%, while the ad themselves fell 11%. It means that the number of the jobs actually decreased, right? Reduced. Then that's say that still like 1/3 of the vacancies still not filled, right? So employers are not short of graduates, but they are short of the graduates they can picture in the job. And therefore, we are here together today discussing how to become that person they are looking for. Okay, and I'm going to tell you 8 essential unspoken rules to help you to get a dream jobs in Australia. Okay, so just like let me know, put your hand up, put a question in the chat box if you have any question, concern. So now let's move to the first one. Hang on. Okay, the first one, okay, the hidden market. That is your referral market. So I can't stretch enough. Most roles are filled through referrals and direct approaches before they are advertised, right? Can you imagine? So with the exception of the graduates, because with the graduates, we call it like a bulk recruitment. We recruit like 20, 50, 100 roles at the same time with the graduate. However, with other one, then yeah, most of the time you see that the role even filled before it is advertised. So I can't stress enough, again, the importance of networking and building your professional network. And I know it's not easy, especially with our Vietnamese student. We kind of shy. We say we think we are new to the country. We don't want to reach out first. However, through LinkedIn, through your uni teacher or friends, or even your parents, like your acquaintance, whatever you can, you have to make the first move. You have to reach out and don't ask for a job. Think about this. If you reach out to someone asking for 15 minutes a coffee catch up, try to understand how you get into this industry, how you get where you are now. Much easier because everyone wants to talk about themselves, right? Their achievement. But if you reach out to them and ask that, okay, do you have a vacancy at this stage? Are you hiring? They kind of thinking, okay. They kind of like, oh, what do this girl or boy try to get out of me? So so like be assertive, but should be modest. Ask for a catch up to make a conversation, to make a friend first. Okay. And yeah, for this one, I have a lots of stories. So one of that, I always tell my coaches that there's one boy, one of my coaches, his name is Steve Duck, and he's a data engineer at Melbourne University. He came for a master data engineering degree, and he got a high even before he finished. And the way he got it, it's like a bit weird. However, he got it through another friend in his class, because that Australian friend, he got offer from a network of his parent, but he already got another job. That's why he referred Steve, and then Steve got the first job on that private company, very small, like family company. But then later on, he landed another job with Deloitte. He worked as a consultant in Deloitte. And the third job, it is where he get known in the market, and and an energy company reached out to him via LinkedIn, offer him a job and sponsor him a PR and citizenship. So that is where referral through network is very, very important, and you never know where it come from. So you have to don't waste any opportunity, okay, and have to make the first move, and don't wait, don't just sit there and wait, okay. So sometimes you have to pay for some alumni membership or association membership to the field that you are interested or you want to land a job in, but then it worth it, right? So utilize, fully utilize any network you can reach out, even you have to pay for it. And then, also don't underestimate the Vietnamese professional network as well. Okay, so so for this, also just to share another story. My son, he's a graduate from Leicester University in the UK. But when he came back to Australia, he struggled a lot. He applied not thousand, but hundred of jobs. He didn't land anything. And then someone reached out to him via LinkedIn. And now he's a logistic planner at Coles. So the number 1 or 2 supermarket in Australia. Okay, so LinkedIn, updated LinkedIn is another thing that is a tool for you. When you have your CV updated there, you reach out to people in LinkedIn. It is also very, very useful tool for you. Okay, now, and remember that, LinkedIn is the first shot that the recruiter always scan through. Okay, when they try to fill a role. Okay, so rule number 2. So the first reader is a software, not a person. If the system cannot read or understand your CV, no human can. Okay, so that is where just 3 things to remember. Now, mirror the advertisement language, right? Because it takes the keyword from the job advertisement to match with your CV. That's why your CV had to be tailored to every application. Okay, so, and keep the format and the name consistent. Don't do a lot of tables or graphics. So should keep everything factual. Okay. And this is something that I also want to share with you, because I go through the job application process with my two children as well. I also have a daughter who is now a pharmacist, but interesting to see both of them going through this application process. This guy, the boy, graduate from the UK, he failed every application he put in. He failed. Like basically, he should receive a message back that we are so sorry, you did not like successful this time. Like, and then for the girl, she got interview for every like 2 or 3 applications she put in. Why is that? When I just sit down together with them, and then I analyze the way their application read, then I realized that the boy is more like, because he's a bit more lazy, he doesn't really tailor it that much, right? But the girl, she actually read the advertisement carefully, and she tailored the word in her application to the advertisement. Okay, so now that said, number three. I hope with this one we can go quite quickly, because if you all get access to the MentorMe platform later on, you can do your QR and then get to the platform. There is a tool that help you to scan your CV, but with a normal Australian graduate CV is 1 to 2 page, and it's a simple, straightforward. The given name first in the form you want to be called, and then your uni degree, graduate year, and the projects, the placement, the casual work. This is what they want to know, right? Your work experience, especially your local work experience, is something that really important here. Okay. And we come into the work right in a minute, but the recruiter also don't want anything like blur. They want everything like black and white. You don't hide anything. Okay, so everything clear, whether they will pick your CV or not, nothing too high. And when it comes to an interview, you actually should like, how to say, illustrate the CV. The CV is in the short form, and when you come into interview, you give them the full story. Okay, and yeah, keep your CV updated in LinkedIn. That's another thread that I can't do enough here. Okay, so the next one, rule number 4. This is a bit weird here. Tone, right? Normally in Asian, we kind of try to make our CV really shining, right? And the achievement, everything's outstanding. But here in Australia, when you come into the workplace, the person who is more popular is the person who actually not the best one, not the best performer, right? I don't actually say whether they best performer or not, but if they always talk about like their achievement, their performance is outstanding, everything, they kind of like, people like get a bit like don't like them. So be careful on that one. So this is a bit of a track here, like don't. So where do you draw the line so that you don't sound very arrogant or apologetic, right? You check yourself. You deliver like what you actually already happened with all your work experience, right? So don't like make it bigger or more shining to get attention. Okay, so now, yep. So this is come back to whether it's a CV or whether it is the the application or even in the interview, right? Should like be very authentic, be yourself, and tell the truth. Okay, so now the next one is rule number 5. I know this interview is very, very important. And at this stage, right, you would know that storytelling is everything we talk about in like whether in presentation, whether you want to win a proposal, everything is about storytelling. And what it is with storytelling is, okay, what it is, what happened, and then what after that thing happened, right? It's where you would tell about a story. And think about the interview. With the interview, how do you make your story really like very clear, structure, easy to understand? Like you have to win the interviewer's heart, okay? So there is a structure here for you, STAR. Like I know everyone knows STAR, right? Everyone knows STAR. It starts with situation. What happened? What do you have to do? The task. And then what you actually do, right? And the result after that. But then each of the story, how do you really win the interviewer's heart, right? What we call here in the coaching space, we call it emotional significant. How do you really bring up what is really like stick to the interviewer's mind? Why do they remember you among thousands of applications? So when it comes to interview, it could be like maybe 10, 20, 50 for role, but they need to remember you through your story, right? So now think about your emotional significant event and put it in this format, whether it is a failure or success, right? So nowadays, as a recruiter, I only like I do not really just want to hear about success, because if we always think that okay, we want to share success. What do we do to be successful? But I also want to hear from you. What do you learn from your failure? Right? So I would ask that at the end of this session, you would think about like for each of the job advertisement, there's a list of competency they require. And then you will think about the story you have for each of the competencies to prove that you are competent on that space, on that one. But for each of the competency, think about 2 things, failure and success. So give me 2 stories for each of the competency of the job that you are applying. Okay, and practice it loud in English. Okay, clear and yeah, and like be confident. Because your confidence actually comes from practice, right? Okay, now that's the rule number 5, interview. Now rule number 6. This is the psychometric testing. This is something I must say I myself struggle a lot when I first get into the market, when I do, because I also apply for different roles within the bank, and I have to go through this. Sometimes I pass, sometimes I fail, right? But yeah, this is what really I want you to really practice it, because we cannot like just jump into the test and think that we can be successful like straight away. Everything like success come from practice, and get into SRL, get into biometrics. They always have practice tests. So take your time. This is all about like numerical reasoning, verbal reasoning, logic, situational judgment. So please do practice. And yeah, So for our Vietnamese application or students or job seeker, it is our second language. So the time pressure of comprehension, English comprehension is something that we struggle a lot. But it improve with practice. That's why please do spend time doing this. If you are interested, you want to get into a graduate program, you have to master this practice, this psychometric testing. So at least familiarize themselves yourself with this testing, and then yeah. The rest just get in and be confident, do the believe that you will do the best, because you know it, right? Okay. Now rule number 6. Rule number 6 is that working rising. Lots of my coaches, they struggle when they decide whether to put in a work right or not. They decide to be silent until the CVs pick up and get interview. But when get into the interview and then they say that, okay, without PR or citizenship, this job is not applicable. So it's a waste of the time for ourselves and for the recruiter as well. So if the job definitely require an PR or citizenship, then we don't go for it. Okay, should put it clear. If we don't have that, we don't go for it. But there's a strategy around that as well. Okay, so if you know which doors are actually open, right? So with the big company, they normally would require citizenship or PR. But with smaller firms or regional employer, they are often far more flexible, right? They can accept a student or an application without a PR or citizenship, as long as you have a working rights. And at least with that 485, like after graduate, you have 2 to 3 years full working visa. Okay, and this is your window to really prove yourself and get the opportunity. Okay, so but be upfront and be clear. Okay. The other thing is know your rights at work as well. So each of the industry here, they also have their own kind of labor rules. They require minimum pay, leave, and different conditions as well. So this is for us to prepare before we get into an interview, to understand our rights, so that we don't get people cannot go over us. Okay. And okay, the last one here I have for you is, when we say Australian, most of the people, like Australian, very diversified. When you get out to the street, Melbourne or Sydney, you see black hair more than white or blonde or yellow. But however, it's still biased. It's still a biased country, right? So I experienced like my friend who's from African, from Ghana. She's talented, but she couldn't get promotion. She couldn't get the job she wants, right? It is biased. However, I would say that, okay, stand firm, be proud of our origin, like where we come from. And Vietnamese is, I think at the time I entered in Australia, it's the third, the sixth nationality or community, the sixth big in terms of the number of people here in Australia. we have quite a big community here in Vietnam, in Sydney, Melbourne, in Australia. So we are not the ethnic, right? And our community contributes a lot to Australia as well. So we do have Australian Vietnamese who get the like award as Australian of the Year, right? For our contribution to the Australian society. So should like be firm on our stand, be proud of our nationality, and yeah, should present ourselves like confidently, and it should work. So it's a keep the pie like why rejection at graduate level is usually volume and not verdict. So it's not because we are not talented, but if you get a lot of the rejection, especially for graduate program. Say for example, if they have like 1,000 application and they only have 100 roles, they have to reject 900 people, even they're very talented. Okay, so it's not us, it's the situation, and it's the sometimes it's a little bit of luck. But yeah, that is those are the unspoken rule in this market. Okay, so I hope that with these 8 rules, right after our session in the next 30 days, I would like you to do 4 things. The first one, fix your LinkedIn, the CV, read as local, right? And scan through to MentorMe platform, and like match your CV with the job you want to apply. Practice psychometric testing because it will need a lot of time. And the third one is, okay, make the first move. Book conversation, like 5 conversation a week is the aim. But if you start with like 1 or 2 a week, 2, 3 a week, because when you reach out, you may not get an yet already like straight away. Okay, but we still have to consistently reach out and try to get a catch up with someone in the industry that you want to get in. Okay, so 5 conversation a week, and ask for how people get into the job, not ask for a job straight away, and then prepare your stories using that star format. Okay, and for each of the competency, let's just do the transferable skill, right? Problem solving, interpersonal skill, conflict management, stakeholder management. Those are the skills that any job you would need that. So just think about that, and then like for each of the skill or competency, should think of 2 stories, one success and one failure. With the failure one, what you learn from it. But don't have to really be selective of what you put in a story. So remember, I say emotional significance, right? Something that when you tell a story out, people like it stick to people's mind, right? Why they can't forget you among lots of applications. Okay, so I think that's it for the content. Now, any questions?
Thank you, Chị Hiền, very much for the insightful takeaway tips. And we got like 4 questions for you in the chat box that we collected from our participants. So would you like to go one by one? Like,
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Yeah, let me just stop sharing here.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I get into the chats. Okay.
Okay. So I can read for
Okay.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. Yep, I can see it here as well. Thank you, Tian. Number one, I've been working for about 1 or 2 years, but most of my experience is from Vietnam. How can I make that experience relevant and valuable when applying for job in Australia without local work experience? Those are very good questions. Okay, yeah. So I am thinking back to the application process of my two adult kids now. They are now adult, but at the time, like the girl, at the time she landed her first job, she hasn't not a local experience. She hasn't got a job in Australia. But when I look into her CV, so she tell about her experience back in Vietnam, because I remember at the time she applied for markets like McDonald's, right? And back to her high school in Vietnam, she had like the school arranged for them like a 1 week work experience in a local restaurant. And she wrote that local experience with a passion, like she told the story like she really like it and really passionate about that job. So yeah, that's why I think she's successful on that one, because we have to have the first, like, if we don't have work experience yet, we have to put our local experience in Vietnam. But with the like, if you put it in the way that what do you achieve, what do you do, what do you achieve, and then like put in the way that they can feel your passion and your contribution. Okay. And yep, I will move to the number two. Many international graduates apply for a lot of jobs but rarely get interviewed. How can they tell whether the problem is their CV, the role they're applying for, or their overall job search strategy? Okay, okay. I'm hearing you. I can feel it. And yeah, as I mentioned uh, in the presentation, it's a volume game. Sometimes it's not you. It's just like the program don't have enough place. Okay, and they already like have someone through a referral network already, right? So that's why we can't really like say that. Of course, we need to look back into the CV, make sure that our CV match the job advertisement, um, and then like um, write it in the way that the interviewer or the recruiter can feel your passion. You're really really keen for the job. Uh, but other than that, you should need to apply again and again and again. And there's a no shortcuts. I'm so sorry I had to tell that. There's a no shortcut. So it's a percentage of the volume of the number of application that you apply, then you get interview on that percentage. Okay.
Thank you,
So
Ying. Yeah.
yeah.
Because like we run a bit over time. So thanks a lot for your patience to answer the question here. So maybe like for the rest two questions, I will maybe we get the answer from you and then we will share with all the candidates. Yeah, are you okay with that? Yeah.
Sure, definitely. Yeah, I'm here to help. So yeah, anytime, reach out, and then yeah, more than happy to address the question. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you.
a lot. Yeah, and I hope that the session of Coach Hiền Nguyễn bring a lot of like good tips for you to take away for your job ready journey later. And now I would like to introduce the new speaker of today's session. So while Miss Hiền are getting you the picture of how to be ready for the job, how to prepare, what is the secret that the HR will scan through your CV. So now we would like to bring to another story of the one who was successfully in Australia, both academic and business, building business. And welcome speaker Tùng Lê, Tommy. And he will share about his journey in Vietnamese market, how he get like the PhD degree in the University of New South Wales, and have been a year in serving the startup in Australia, and he's now building his own business. How he solved the real problem, turn the idea into the business case, and apply AI for that one. So over the mic to you, Anh Tùng. Welcome you to Mentor Me and the online hackathon event.
Good morning, everyone, or good evening to someone on the other side of the planet. So my pleasure today to share with you my, a little journey. Okay, so that's why it's no big deal. That's why I call it a random walk, because I started multiple startups. Some did well, some did not do well. Some could not raise any money. Some got the VC money. Okay, so yeah, that's why I call it a random walk. All right, yeah, I need to mark my time. All right. Yay. Next. Okay, a little bit about me. Your random speaker. I got a PhD in computer science. Okay, I often joke, what is PhD? It's Pizza Hut delivery. At what they call it, you never sleep well. Okay, so basically, it's I did my 4 years PhD there, and then I worked an extra 4 years for 2 Australian startups. Okay, we built something that you guys might be using now. TripGo, that's the app that is trip planner. If you want to go from one address in Sydney, say, to another address in Brisbane, you can use TripGo. It can show you how to take the bus, how to take the train, and it show live bus location. You can even plan your trip to San Francisco, right? So we built that, and yeah, I was the 4th employee in that startup. All right. Currently now they expand to 50 people, I think, and so like 60 cities around the world. So I basically work on part of the products from back end, algorithm to front end Android apps for the users. So that was a freaking awesome experience, because it prepares me for my later journey. Because later, any developer, front end, back end, algorithm, whatever, I know how to manage, because I know how difficult each section is. So someone cannot argue with me, oh, that is too difficult, or I myself cannot say, oh, that is easy. You can do it in 1 day, for example. Okay, that was before vibe coding, but with vibe coding, you might actually can do it in just a few hours for some features now. All right. Yeah, so I went back to Vietnam almost 10 years ago. I founded some startup, and the most successful one reached $1 million revenue after 1 year. All right. Along the way, I created 3 US patents on combining hardware and software, facial recognition device, and also robotic device, which is for my latest company, C-Money. Okay. Yeah, I won several startup award from Visa, blah, blah, blah. My latest and current company is C-Money. we do agriculture using AI, which later I show you. It is backed by Finance Global, a VC headquarter in the States. Right. Things that I'm going to share with you today: how to identify billion-dollar opportunity, and my attempt at it. I haven't got a billion-dollar startup yet. All right. Overcoming culture difference in Vietnam, sales in Vietnam, and optional how to raise fund if you are keen or if time's allowed. All right. Pause for 10. What important truths do very few people agree with you on? You guys all know Peter Thiel, right? If you don't, I'll look him up. He won't disappoint you. All right. So it must be important. It must be the truth. All right. But very few people agree with you on. Some example of it, like Galileo, hundreds of years ago, Galileo Galilei, the guy who the scientist who popularized the idea. He was not the one who discovered it, but he was the one who popularized the idea that the Earth revolves around the sun, not the other way around. Okay, it's important, right? Because it helps us with crops, with seasons. It's the truth. Now we all discover that, right? We all knows that, right? But at that time, the church, they disagree with him, and they executed him, right? So it's important truth, but very few people agree with you. But fast forward, you don't need to have that terrible consequence if you discover it now. Similarly to a very cliche case of Elon Musk, 2004, 2005 something. He tried to start the rocket company, right? And very few people agree with him that they can reuse rocket. It's according to physics, because he got a degree in physics, so he knows that. He knew that if you calculate everything right, if you use onboard computers powerful enough, you can coordinate the rocket blaster, so it can gradually blast and adjust its film so that it can land down successfully, right? He believed in the power of mini computers on board, right? But very few people agree with him. That's why they laugh at his idea. But everything is history, right? So this is a very hard question. I'm not sure whether I have the chance to interact with people here, but I want to know whether anyone here has a thought, like has an answer. How do I go back to this? So if you think for 5 minutes and you have the answer and think, okay, ask people around you whether they agree with you on that important truth. All right, it must be important. It must be the truth. It must be important. For example, when I interview people, candidates for important position at my company, I ask this, and some might say, "Oh, I'm gay." I say, "Okay, that's important to you, but that's not important to us because we welcome everyone, gay, less or whatever." All right, so important in the sense that it can generate massive value. It can change people's knowledge All right. All right. So my shot at it, all right, among all the years that I did AI, I did AI facial recognition. I built hardware stuff for industry. I started like Uber for ads company, the one that reached $1 million after 1 year. Actually, one of the organizer of this event was working at that company. Thanks, Jessica, for bringing me here. All right. So my shot at the problems. I found some mind-blowing facts in agriculture. All right. 90% of crabs die in traditional pond farming due to cannibalism. So that's why you see that crab is still an expensive food, although trillions of them were born each year. And some other obvious problems. Soft-shell crabs cannot be caught in pond farming, and soft-shell crabs harden after 4 hours. Okay. Another opportunity is that the land in Vietnam is the agricultural land in Vietnam is very cheap. So I discovered this fact: 90% of crab die in traditional pond farming, because I do many things and I say, wow, what, you are in an industry that 90% of them are waste. You must do something, right? Because if you can save only maybe half of it, 45%, then you can already make a fortune. Okay. That's why we think, oh, well, how big is the industry? And then later I'll tell you. All right. But anyway, I have the problems that when I tell this to people, they don't believe it. They say, how come 90% of them die? All right. But yeah, just cannibalism. When a crab molt, then its fellows just come and eat. Crab's meat is too good, it can become sashimi. All right, our solution, because 90% of them die in traditional pond farming, so we use box farming. All right, soft-shell crab cannot be caught in pond farming because you don't know where, right? So we use AI to detect and alert grower. All right, I'm gonna show you our farm.
Feeding crab is fun. Taking care of them seems to be easy. Harvesting is fun too. However, when it comes to
Stop.
Why it's suddenly frozen?
I think the internet is still a bit lag in at your side, Anton.
Yep, I can change to 5G. All right. What the? Welcome to
The participant, if you have any question to Mr. Tùng, just drop in the chat box. So later he will address it. Or would you like us to share from our side for the video and then back to you again? Yeah, okay. I think his internet is frozen. So participant, do you have any question so far? Oh, okay, he's out. I think it's internet problem. Okay, he is coming back. So wait a minute, because his story is getting hot now. So everyone is keen on how is the problem solved. Okay, take a little bit break, get some water, hijack, and then I go back in like 2 minutes.
Hello.
Okay, the speaker is back. Yeah, thank you,
Right, so-
Anton. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Inside the world, shit happened. All right. Right. Let me start the video again.
Feeding crab is fun. Taking care of them.
Have I shared yet? Have I?
Yeah, not yet, not yet. Please share again. Please
Uh,
reshare. Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay. Here.
Feeding crab is fun. Taking care of them seems to be easy. Harvesting is fun too. However, when it comes to thousands of boxes, it becomes a pain. Handling the business from scaling. Any smarter solution.
For cleaning, C Morning's patented box enables RAS system to automate flushing and cleaning. For feeding and molting detection, they're properly handled by our AI-powered robot. Crabs are well fed. Then it comes to harvest times. With constant 24/7 monitoring, anytime a crab molts, the robot recognizes the event and alert the harvester immediately. No missed harvests. Happy farmers. Let's change the world one farm at a time.
Okay. So why harvesting substrate crab is important? Because first, the price is 4 times than the normal crabs that you eat, right? If you go to a Japanese restaurant and you order a substrate crab and taste it, you know. All right. And they get hardened after 4 hours. So if you just use human, then at night you have to have patrol. You have patrollers, people who patrol around every 4 hours. You know, and the cost to pay for that is huge because people must work night shift. All right. So when we see that, when we use robot to discover that, we will flush on the water. So when a robot discover a molted crab, the video didn't say because it was too long, then it will flush on the water and let that freshly molted crabs out of water. Then it will not harden. Right. So in the morning, people will just come and catch. Right.
Feeding.
Okay, comparison between solutions. So as you can see here, multiple solution for that already. is an old industry. Like here you can see people from from Myanmar. They use floating raft, and then they pull and do it manually. In Singapore, Malaysia, they have like condo like this, but people have to actually manually go and take care of each grab. And we have our automated system, right? So the net margin, our net margin is way higher than them. That's why we can afford technology, AI, and robots to solve this problem, right? And we modularize each kind of rack. So whenever we want to scale, we just build more rack, right? They are not attached to each other. Right. Talking about business. So because we can raise whatever prestations. So it's a soft-shell vantage stream. We can do soft-shell vantage stream, soft-shell blue swimmer, whatever you can think of. We can fatten jumbo crab, blue swimmer, Chinese mitten crab, right? So the market size for this is actually surprisingly big. Okay, like I told you before, when I discovered in an industry that is 90% of is waste, that has 90% as waste, then I go and check the market size. And surprisingly, the grab market size is so big, right? It's about 20. It will grow to $20 billion by 2032. Other crustaceans we estimate from bottom up. All right, if we do subshell, then it's $5 billion. So together it's around $25 billion. So when you aim at an industry to attack, if you want to raise a VC fund, the TAM must be at least $1 billion. Otherwise, it just you can raise from PE or just angel investor. Local market size of this in Vietnam, seafood export around $11 billion, and most of them are from shrimp. So a lot of room to expand crab exporting. Okay, and especially there's no dominant company that occupy the whole sector. Subshell crab is already at industrial scale in Myanmar, in India, Bangladesh, but they use traditional farming method. Okay, we are 10x more effective. And once you have consumer market, once you have China as your consuming market, everything suddenly become big. All right, that's why it's so exciting to work in this. And I'm so proud that we help protect the coastal forest. Why? Because it's happening every day, every minute that farmers they want to increase yield, right? And there's no way to do it before us. If they want to catch more crabs, they just turn mangrove forest into pond like this, and they raise the crabs. Okay, so either legally or illegally, right? So we bring to them a way to increase income without expanding the land, right? Right. Okay, that was about my business and my shot at look at find the market opportunity to apply AI and robotics. All right. Now coming to the next topic, overcoming culture difference in Vietnam. Well, when I first came back and started my company, I asked my fellow PhD who was a close friend, who is still now, to become co-founder, and he said yes. However, he remained in Australia, and then later he flew to the US, and he worked part-time. At first, he worked part-time with me, on previous startup. And when we raise angel fund, it was enough to afford both of us to have Western salary, but work in Vietnam. But then the guy still no shop. So later, we struggle to raise VC money because of that thing, right? So here, the lesson here is that you don't have to be physically in Vietnam, but you don't have to be physically together, but you have to work full time together. All right. So if someone just keep working part time and not agreeing to join full time, after a while, after you get funding, angel funding, then you have to find a way to get it of them. Otherwise, it will be your company will become like uninvestable, because somebody hold a big chunk of share and then doesn't work full time. All right. To work in Vietnam, I got to apply an Australian. I coined the term boomerang strategy. Okay, you throw a boomerang, right, and you must get back, right? So you throw in Australia. Normally, I don't know about nowadays, but during my time there, 2012 to 2015, even my friends now, I think it's very professional that we plan a task and we assign to everyone, and then after a while, people report on tasks, right? Whether they have any difficulty, whether they can solve it in time or not. But it's funny, in Vietnam, some people, maybe most of you here are Gen Z, but I gotta say, yeah, Gen Z, all right. Most of the Gen Z employees, they just ignore. Okay, they don't care about the deadline. They don't report back. Okay, what problem I have, blah blah blah. And then when the deadline passed and they haven't finished, so they are too scared or something, and they don't want to have like difficult conversations, so they just ignore the task. So if you are the one who pay, you are most of you are Gen Z, right? So if you are the one who pay, you pay your fellow friends or whatever. Yeah, be attentive to that. You gotta ask them, hey, any difficulties you need to share, blah blah blah, so that both of you are on the same page. Otherwise, if you just wait, you wait for nothing. If you start a startup and you have co-founders, that's great, awesome. All right, the one who are really got skin in the game. But if you employ staff, even key staff at early stage, like angel stage or even seed stage, they don't care about stock option because your company is not proven to grow big, right? So even you offer generous stock options, or even the stock, the equity, not the option, but they still don't care. They stick 2 years max. So all right, and expect 20% turnover rate yearly, and expect that if you are the boss, you must be very lowly, except your co-founder, if you have one. Other staff, they will think, oh, you try to kind of capitalize on their workload, their health, whatever. So job is just job. Okay, they don't think about like, oh, meaningful work, changing people's life, blah blah. No, I don't see big cause driving people work attitude in Vietnam. No, just pay and work. Right. All right, to do sales in Vietnam, at first I started company doing B2C, all right, but then I think it costs a lot of marketing fees, so I moved to B2B. All right, most of our AI solution before we sell to first government and then to big corp, right? Our customers has the rank of bank, MSB Bank, Vingroup. We were the one who employed the first facial recognition tech at their the Vinpo in Nha Trang. Okay. Right, but you must have very strong relationship. And we never do under table thing, but in Vietnam, most of the buyers, because why? Because big corp B2B, they are not the one you are dealing with, are not the owner of the big corp, right? They don't have time. Come on, owner of the bank, they don't have time to talk to you. So the buyers in their company will try to ask you for something, right? Okay, so in our case, we just bluntly say no. We turn down a lot of business leads, but because I'm an Australian, right? So I know what integrity means. So yep, prepare for that. Another case that is even harder is flirting. So they will ask you to come and talk to you about your solution, blah blah blah, but then they will never commit the buy. And the reason why, because they have some corrupted CTO or whatever, they have their backdoor company. They will learn from your solutions, and then they will ask their backdoor company to build and sell to the big company they are working for. All right, so you gotta beware of that. So if anything longer than 6 months, then no. Okay. But if you have truly unique and advanced products, like in our case, we was the first one who deployed facial recognition in 2017. All right. So because we were unique and advanced, so people they have to buy from us, but we got only 2 years max head start. Later they will get in like big corps, other solution provider, but they used to do outsourcing, but they see what we are doing, and they jump in, they build a team, and they have open source model. For example, nowadays people will just use like open source LLM model if you are building AI chatbot. So big corp that will jump in, right? Yeah. So the thing that I think very interesting is the B2 small B. All right. Okay. The thing that very successful case like Cohort or what else? So bán hàng or something else, right? They sell to SME, and their offering is very cheap, like less than 50,000. No, 100,000 per month, but they charge for the whole year. Okay. So I think they are doing fantastically well. All right. And they do something else. They do what? They sell A, but they have SB for free. For example, those software company, I mean the accounting software, or the what POS, they sell their software, but then they have the data, and they can introduce the SME to bank to have loan, so they can cut the commission. Okay, so that is the thing. You sell A, but you have SB legally. Okay, they don't sell data, but they can sell the credit scoring. Okay. If you do B2C, of course, it's a lot of money for marketing or PR, or you must be a wizard. Okay. Yeah, if something look cool, then here's the money. That's why when I do Grab, when we come up with our farming solution, we don't just sell our solution to people who want to farm grabs. We just use them to farm the grabs, and then we sell the grabs directly. Okay. So we don't actually sell end consumer to buy the grab. We sell to small restaurants and traders who take our product and export. So I sell to B2 small B. But other B2C successful case, massive successful case, I think Coolmate, a very interesting case. All right, they go from online selling subscription clothing. All right, not subscription, but cheap all right? But then now the niche is saturated, and then they already expand to brick and mortar. They have brick and mortar shops, and they expand to other things like uniform for companies, items, okay, cups, etc. So it's a very, very interesting case to learn from, right? So B2C is actually easy to do. Not easy, but I mean, easy to sell. The thing is the cost of marketing. What else? Another case is Amanos. Yeah, because they are all good companies. So I mentioned the name Amanos. A gaming company, a game company that from Vietnam that dominate, that is the top in Southeast Asia, and a big game company on global scale too, on mobile gaming. So yeah, again, it's B2C. Right. Not sure I have time. Do I still have time? Someone there, please.
Yes, you still have time because you stuck with it, so like you still have 5 more minutes.
All right. Okay. So my current company, we raise VC fund. We raised seed round from 500 Global, right? It was already 2 years ago. All right. We haven't come to the state where we need Series A yet. No, we are still doing okay, so that's why we want to max our valuation. So we haven't raised a Series A. So my experience in raising seed round from VC is a full-time job, 2 or 4 weeks doing nothing but raising. Okay, when you say, oh, we turn on raising button, all right, press the button and the whole team work, all right, or you know, like programmers or whatever, developers, sales, blah blah blah. They must focus on the event that, oh, we are raising in this month. Why? Because like developer must prepare the product so smoothly that if you have a demo, make sure that it doesn't fail, right? Sales, you must prepare report, figures, you know, numbers, charge. All right. So basically, it's a whole company job, but yeah, small company. So you have less than 10 people. Okay, it's a team sport, at least 3 people, 1 email sourcer. You go to, you know, crawl on the emails from big VC fund. You have 1 fund analyst. In the terms that you can go and look at the fund and you see their dry powder, mean that how much money they have left, the taste, whether this VC fund invests in what, in AI, in agriculture, or they just invest in just software, LLM, okay, and you, the founder or co-founder, right? Prepare 4,000 to 6,000 emails. I mean the email address, right? And make sure you don't use MailChimp or any software that can land your email into their spam box. Okay. So for my case, to be safe, I just send manually. All right. So I have an assistant who write the content for me. Okay, of course she used ChatGPT too, but anyway, she edited it, so it's very human. All right. And then she prepare on the drafts. I at 8 a.m. in the morning, I get in, I log in my mailbox and check on the draft that she prepare, whether it is good enough, and then press button send. Right. You expect 90% rejection or just quota, they just don't return your email. Valuation, it doesn't matter much because okay, we join many VC training, and to us it happened to us as well. So if you have the first offer valuation, you don't say no. Okay, you say you have a look at it. All right, and then with that leverage, you can negotiate better deal from other VC. Okay, And then yeah, you can make a compromise. You may allow 2 VC to join in the same round if you are oversubscribed. Okay, but what's more important is the amount you needed for your runway. That is more important than how much valuation, because later it can be adjusted. They will find way to adjust. Okay. For example, if they occupy 20% this round already, so then next round they will put in maybe less than 5. I mean, they put in enough money for your next round, but maybe they just agree with less than 5 if you are doing really good with the money. If you spend the money the previous round very well. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all my 2 cents.
Thank you, and Tùng and Tommy. So we got a question from Nguyễn Văn Mười Chí Minh. May you turn on the mic to ask your question to the speaker? Yeah.
Hello, Anh Tùng. Just want to say thank you for your sharing. I have a question regarding the VC fundraise of like which one of like the business model, was it B2B or B2C would be like a better model, or like a model that VC would easily like get
Yeah.
funded from like the VC
Yeah.
as like a small team startup or like solopreneurs?
Yeah. I think that all VC case, the TAM and the GTM and your people. Okay, so they don't care about B2B or B2C, but they look at it and see, oh, is the TAM big enough? All right, and then, for example, if you are doing like rocket pod, okay, or drone, right? Then the TAM is obviously big, right? Nowadays, given circumstances. All right. But then they must question, oh, can you really build that drones or that box? All right. And then if you can really build it, then you got like the experts in your team. Then they will ask, oh, whether you have connection or someone can go and join and help you do the connection so that you can do the sales. All right. So basically market expertise and the people to execute. Then the rest, they don't care. They can B2B or B2C, because with VC, frankly, it's just about money.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, we got a question from our CEO Chloe. She has a sore throat, so she cannot speak. So I wrote it here. So how do we know we are solving the right problem, Anton?
Okay, the right problem. You can frame. If you go back to my previous slide on Peter Thiel's tag, important truths that very few people disagree with you. That is kind of the pointer. So you must have that truth important first. Then, and how do you know it's true? It's scientific fact. It's data backup. All right. For example, now everyone want to. This is the truth. It's important, but maybe many people already agree. If you want, you say, all right, everyone wants cheap travel. I mean, traveling costs. All right. So electricity, hydrogen, whatever. All right. That's the truth. But then many people would disagree with you, because they would think like, okay, your liquid or your fuel won't work. All right. So so that is the part that many people disagree with you. So you discover the important truth first by data, right? And then you try to ask people around you. Okay, and if they disagree, to say, that's the thing. In my case, like we recognize the problem. We say, oh, that's the waste. There must be way to reduce the waste. It's already, the market is already there, right? Because consuming food, people just buy food, right? So we see the food, we see the market is already there. Just the way you make it, how you make it more efficiently. I mean, in the center, cheaper. All right, and we build a system to make it cheaper. But when we ask people around, they say, oh, it won't work. Right, the Grab grower, they say it won't work, it costs too much, it won't be that efficient, blah blah. Then we got the signal, right? They disagree, most of them disagree, but here's the scientific fact, blah blah blah. Yep. So either make it cheaper, okay, you based on fact, and then either make it cheaper, make it more efficient, or make it look cooler. Okay, that's my tech.
Yeah, thank you, Anton. So we got a follow-up questions from the team. Like B2B sales can be quite different from what we learn in a normal job. So when you were building your first customer relationship in Vietnam, what have you tell who were genuinely interested from someone who simply been polite?
All right, cool. Yeah. Thanks for that question, because I forgot this thing. Right. When you bring your software to a buyer, a potential buyer, right? They often say, oh, build it, we will pay. Then it will come to a very hard negotiation. Okay, do we put deposit? All right. Normally they will ask and put deposit, take 30%, and you bill for them. But some companies say, hey, if you take our deposit and then you run away, how can we measure? All right. In Vietnam, there's a term that is like similar to LC. Similar to LC. In Vietnamese, it is thư bảo lãnh. Okay, you go to the bank, you say, okay, I need that LC, that letter, okay, to cover this this deposit. All right. So here's my money I put in the bank. All right. Okay. For example, a customer deposit 300 million Vietnam dong to our company. Before we take their 300 million Vietnam dong, we put in the bank 300 million Vietnam dong. Ask the bank to issue an LC. We give that LC to the buyer. Say, here's the LC. We already commit our money in the bank. We cannot take it away. All right. So you deposit your money. All right. And if you already do that, you prove that you have money. You are not a cheap shit company, right? And they still refuse to deposit. They say, oh, just do it and we pay. Then it's a red flag. Absolutely no. Okay. And you use that as a bar to prevent, people just talking and be polite rather than really interested in the product.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Anton, a lot for the wonderful answer and insight. I think like we got eye-opening for today's session. All of the mindset of building business and all of the experiences that you share here. And I heard that like you have like sleep a very short time this morning to prepare and to attend today, and use a couple of hours in your Saturday weekend as well. So a big appreciation from MentorMe team and on behalf of the participant here. I think like Antum session conclude for this morning session for the hackathon event. So thank you a lot for all the participation and joining and questions and the energy you send here. And I believe that like this morning session from the human skill from Miss Hiền and the business mindset and experience and advice from Antum bring you another level of information and digest for you to prepare for the future. So thank you again, and then we will have the break, the lunch break, and be here at 2 p.m. Vietnam time to join the Zoom again. So thank you, Anton, and enjoy your weekend. Thanks a lot.
Have fun, guys. Good luck.
Thank you. Cho nhạc lên ơi.
Quiet corners never glow. Let the city fade behind me while the final lights burn low. Tiny bell above the door wouldn't creep.
Okay, goodbye. See you again.